A UK-based Nigerian care worker has had his visa cancelled. This brother is blaming the devil. His wife is insisting that this brother has destroyed she and the children's life because this brother has refused to listen. If you know anyone who works in health and social care in the UK or anywhere in the diaspora, kindly ensure that they see this video because there are valuable lessons that can be learned from the story of my brother from Saple, Ochuko. Ochuko came to the United Kingdom less than 3 years ago with his family. Before he came to the United Kingdom, he sold all his belongings and left Saple and came to the United Kingdom in search of a better life with his wife and 3 children. This brother arrived in the UK when COS first started. He came and he has been working. He's not had any problem since he came to the UK. 2 incidents have happened recently. Because of those 2 incidents that have happened, this brother is now getting ready. He will be heading back to Nigeria. A lot of people, they do one of the things that this guy did. A lot of people, especially the recent arrivals, they make the same mistake. Let's dive into the story of Ochuko. Frank is my name. Thank you, those that always turn up to listen to the Lunch Club. We share stories about diaspora news to inform and educate our audience because knowledge, they say, is power. Ochuko has been working in the care sector. This guy was working in Preston, close to Manchester. The company that brought him, he didn't have any problem. He has been working. In fact, he was one of the first set of carers that came to the UK. They say at times when you get something easily, you do not value it. When everybody have been complaining, no shift, this guy has always had shift and he's never had any problem. Trouble started from Ochuko. When he came, he was driving with an international driver's license. The English people that he worked with, they know that this guy drives with an international driver's license. This brother, he has tried his best to pass the test. He's done driving tests 3 times and he was unlucky and he failed the test. One day, Brother Ochuko came to work. His colleague asked him, the English colleague asked him, you said the last time that you were going to have your driving test. How did it go? Ochuko said, this test, I failed it. The English lady said, you failed it? He said, yes. The English lady then asked him, how long have you been in the UK? Because I know you've been working for us more than 2.5 years. Ochuko said, well, it's going to 3 years now. And the lady said, and you are still driving? Ochuko said, yes. Why not? I'm driving. He said, but don't you know that you're supposed to drive only for 1 year with your international driver's license? And after that 1 year, if you pass your driving test, you will convert to your UK license. If you fail, then you stop driving. Ochuko say, no problem. It's no problem. We drive. The guy has just finished the shift when he had that conversation with the English lady. After Ochuko left, the English lady then reported Ochuko to the police that there is somebody here. This guy is driving and he's not supposed to be driving in the UK. If you have international driver's license and you've been in the country for more than a year, you are driving illegal. You are not supposed to be driving. As soon as Ochuko left, the woman reported Ochuko. Meanwhile, where Ochuko parked where he picked his children, it's not far from his place of work. So one of the colleagues that they work together, Ochuko would drop his children at the colleague's place, and when he finishes work, he will go and pick his children from there. So when the police was coming, Ochuko was just coming out. He had just collected his children. He had 3 children. One of the children is 8, 6, and 4. Do you believe that this brother collected the 3 children, put them in the car, no driving, no car seats, And this is the brother that the wife said they have been insisting that Ochiko buy driving car seat. Why you to the fear? Wait till you guys are always afraid. Why drive car seat? This is 8 years old. What about the 4 years old? Ochiko say, car seat I will buy tomorrow. Car seat this England are expensive. Spend money. Car seat can Nigeria will drive without car seat. The wife said, the wife who contacted me this morning said she has been telling the husband, buy car seat. Even when she said, okay, take money, buy car seat. Ochiko said, I'll buy tomorrow. I'll buy next tomorrow. I'll buy next. It was always giving an excuse. So as Ochiko was just picking the children, he just picked the children, had the children in the car, and he just drove up when he heard the police. In fact, it has been reported that the police actually saw Ochiko coming out from the house, but they waited to see what he was going to do. They saw him, he went to the car with his children, and Ochiko drove up. As soon as Brother Ochiko drove up with his 3 children, the police stopped him. Why are you driving without car seat? Where is your license? Ochiko said, license. The police said they have reported that a person that matches your description is driving without license, because their record shows that this car, there's no license linked to this car. Ochiko said, I have international driver's license. The police said, when did you come into the country? But Ochiko said, I've been in the country for over 2 years. And the police said, and you're still driving? He said, yes. That was the first offense. The police said, this car, we're going to take you to the station, get a bus or taxi to take your 3 children home. You will need to come and pay money to collect, and you have 6 points on your driver's license straight away. If you ever get a driver's license, you will start from -6. Ochiko had to go and pay money to collect. That is the number one problem. The second one that Ochiko fell into, that problem is bigger than the first one. They say thunder doesn't strike twice, but now Brother Ochiko's case, the thunder has struck twice. Ochiko went back to work. He was frustrated. He was hungry. Meanwhile, where Ochiko works, there is a place that they look after vulnerable children. There is a girl that works in that place. This girl, she's a service user. This girl, she's only 16. She is diagnosed with what we call anorexia. Anorexia is a form of mental health where somebody will refuse to eat because they think that, oh, if I eat food, I will make me fat. I want to be skinny. I want to be this. They'll stop eating food. This girl was only brought to the home less than a week. Ochiko will see this girl. Oh, you're a very beautiful girl. You're a very beautiful girl. Ochiko was joking with the girl, but he was telling this girl who is going to 19, the guy is very mature. He was telling this girl that, if I wasn't married, I'll marry you. The first day Ochiko said that word, the guy that he was working with, Nigerian guy, said, bro, you did well? What are you telling this girl? He said, I'm just joking with the girl now. If I wasn't married, I'd marry you. I'd marry you. You're telling a client that if you were not married, you will marry her. Do you know what you're talking about? Ochiko said, no problem. No problem. The same day, Ochiko was saying, you have a boyfriend? You have a boyfriend? You don't have you can't tell me a beautiful girl like you don't have a boyfriend. This girl became, Ochiko asked, do you drink? Do you have international passport? When Ochiko was asking this girl this question, the guys warned him, the Nigerians and other Ghanaians that was with him, bro, you are stepping beyond professional boundary. You are asking these girls question that the girl she's already said that, but from her body language, can you not tell that she doesn't want to talk about these things? Or she could say, every time they correct this brother, he brushes it aside. Say, no problem. Waiting, the guy is smiling with me. When you're working in health and social care in the Western world, you have to be alert and very, very careful and mindful of professional boundary. Ochiko, the next day, the girl reported Ochiko that, look, why is this man telling me that he is going to marry me as a second wife? He was supposed to be married. Why is it? He knows that this girl is vulnerable. This girl was removed from her parents because she was self-harming. She was using something to she was using something to scratch her body and body. Because of the safeguard, that was why this girl was removed from her parents, because the parents could not keep her safe. And now the local authority is now the girl's, what they call, corporate parent. And for somebody that work in the local authority to be doing things that would exacerbate the girl's behavior, everybody was worried. Meanwhile, after Ochiko told this girl reported in, the next day, the girl came, she had medication. She's taking a dose of paracetamol, and she wrote a note that she wants to kill herself. Why? He said this guy is, she that is suffering from anorexia, that she believes that she's ugly, she doesn't want to eat because of her condition. This guy is telling her that she's pretty. This guy is telling her that he would have married her, that if he wasn't married, that the guy's condition is making her to hate herself to the point that they want to kill herself. When the girl came, they saw she's already taken overdose. It was when they took her to hospital. That was when the girl was now saying the reason she's already depressed, and she's very low and fragile. The guy, Ochiko, telling her all these things contributed to her problem. That was why she now said she wanted to end her life. Meanwhile, this home where this girl is now, they had to report this matter to what they call a LADO. That's the local authority designated officer. Before you know what was happening, the home that is caring for this girl, the local authority will not bring another child to that home when somebody that work in that home is telling this girl all these things. The owner of the home, because they themselves, they want businesses from the local authority, they sacked our brother. They sacked our brother. They said he was under. They initially said he was under investigation. They reported him to a LADO for his conduct. Before you know what was happening, because the girl took overdose and the home was saying they cannot bring this girl back to that home, they had to sacrifice somebody, because the owner knows that she will not get any business from the local authority after that incident. The owner did the investigation. Within a few days, despite the fact that Ochiko is a member of union, they fired my Ochiko. And it's this employer that gave our brother visa sponsorship. Because Ochiko could not control his mouth, he doesn't understand what they call professional boundary. He was telling a young girl, I will marry you if I wasn't married. You're a beautiful girl. Why do you want to kill you? You don't need to do that. Do you drink? They said the word that this guy was asked, people could not understand why somebody that works in health and social care is asking a vulnerable girl, if you have international passport, do you drink? And it was all stepping on that thing. Because of the Ochiko's action, and the girl saying she wants to kill herself, again, because of Ochiko's action, because of that, they fired my brother Ochiko. And the owner had to revoke the visa sponsorship because the job is linked to Ochiko State in the UK. And the wife who contacted me said, I cannot understand what is happening to my husband. The people that he worked with, they all told the wife that we warn your husband that, look, there are certain things that you do not say in your place of work when you're working with clients. Ochiko will see everybody, hug everybody, wants to hug everybody. Because of that, now, this brother is now on his way. He hasn't got a stay in the UK because he's been cancelled. And the wife herself, she's confused. Do you blame anybody? Ochiko is saying, as we say, that he believed that the colleague that he worked with, they gang up against him. This issue is not serious enough for them to even sack him. He hasn't even taken any responsibility. Do you have any sympathy for Ochiko? Do you think that it is fair? Do you believe in professional boundaries? Do you think that it is acceptable for somebody that worked with vulnerable people to be telling that girl that I will marry you as my second wife, to be telling the girl that you're pretty, knowing full well that the girl condition is because of the way she sees herself in the mirror? Ochiko was warned. This girl, every time she sees herself in the mirror, she'll smash the mirror, that she's ugly, she doesn't like what she's saying. Because of that, all these things, there's no mirror in this girl. Ochiko knows all these things and it still went ahead. There are valuable lessons that can be learned from this. If you're working in health and social care anywhere in the world, you have to be mindful of professional boundary. You're there to do a job. The client is not your family members. What you tell your friend outside, you cannot tell your family member. You cannot tell the people that you're working with. If you know anyone that works in health and social care anywhere in the diaspora, if you commit the same thing, you will be sacked. and you'll get into serious trouble. If you're working with people, vulnerable people who are very low, whose self-esteem is very low, you have to be very careful, because I know a social worker. This social worker almost lost her license because the person that she was working with, the person went to commit suicide, and they blamed the social worker, that the social worker is responsible for the person committing suicide. Share this video with anyone that you know will benefit, especially those that work in health and social care in the UK. Let me know what your views are, whether you blame Ochiko, you blame the girl, or you think that Ochiko has been stitched up. Some people say it's devil work. Do you believe this